Now, I spoke about this movie a couple weeks ago because I was just talking about it because it was a lot of fun. So I thought now is a great time to talk about it. This is a classic from 1985. Now, the front of this is a double pack, but the movie I'm talking about, Transylvania 6, 5000. Greetings, Dave here, TCB Facts. I want to talk about this movie because it's a fun movie. I was thinking about this again because I was watching Independence Day, well, last week, because it was Independence Day. I do things on a schedule. So Independence Day, I watch Independence Day. Beginning of May, I watch V, because that's when it came down. June 17th, I watched The Stand, because the pandemic, well, Captain Trips hit on the 17th of June. I do things like that. You know, and also like Christmas movie at Christmas time. But I was just thinking about this movie. This is a great movie. And I looked it up. And it's not rated very well on Rotten Tomatoes. And it gets like a 6 on IMDb. But you know what? A lot of movies I like, no one else does. So what? I don't care. This movie is about two reporters, Jeff Goldblum. And this is probably Jeff Goldblum in his most Jeff Goldblum. This is 1985. This is before The Fly. So this is... Buckaroo Banzai was like 2 years previous. He still had Earth Girls is Easy Coming, and then he had his turn as Dr. E. Malcolm in the Jurassic Park. So is early Jeff Goldblum. He's great. Also has Ed Begley Jr. and Geena Davis and Joseph Bologna and Carol Kane and John Byner and Michael Richards. And it's a fun but dumb movie. It is about two reporters who end up going to Transylvania because their stories about Frankenstein's monster. And they get there and they end up in this whole thing where the mayor and the Transylvania Town Council are trying to get people to come to Transylvania. And they said, we're asking about the monster. The monster? Have you seen them? You know, and they made it into a joke. And it turns out there's a whole thing behind that. So we have an explanation for the Wolfman, an explanation for, the skeleton type man. He's triple jointed. All these things. We also have a vampire played by Geena Davis, she's just an info. Anyway, it's fun, and Jeff Goldblum is hilarious in this movie. He's very Goldblum-y. You know, there's a funny video that came out a little while ago. It was Jeff Goldblum rating Jeff Goldblum impersonators. He really gave Dave Duchovny high marks because his Jeff Goldblum on Celebrity Jeopardy is just hilarious. But anyway, he has a way about him, a way of talking, a way of everything about him that's just hilarious, and it's fun to watch. I love him in The Fly. Until he becomes Run the Fly. He's really good in it too. Loved him in Buckaroo Banzai. You know, as New Jersey, he was a hoot there. But it's a really fun movie, and not a lot of people have seen it. When I look through the ratings on IMDb, a few people are giving it, nostalgia, man, 7, 8, 9. Somebody even gave it 10, and someone else said, for people who give this 9s and 10s, they don't remember this movie. And I'm like, shut up. People are allowed to like what they like, so you don't like it. Who cares? It's a fun movie. So I'm not obviously telling you to go out and watch this, but I'm telling you, if you're looking for something fun, much like my talk the other week about The Last Dragon, not a lot of people saw that movie. Great movie. Get in, put your brain in your back pocket, watch it, have fun. Same thing with this movie. There's so many great interactions between Jeff Goldblum and Ed Begley Jr. It's just hilarious. And Michael Richards. Now, I know his name is not something people talk about anymore. He, after his tirade 10 years ago, where in the stand-up, and he's basically, his name is Mud now. He was funny in this as a character called Feos. He just he was out there. And then John Byner and Carol Kane, I'm lower, and great. It's a tour de force, and you can tell in certain scenes that it's all ad-libbed. There's one scene where Michael Richards at the dinner table is going to town, really going out there, and you can just see Jeff Goldblum just trying to keep it in because it's so much fun. So it's a great movie if you can find it. Like I say, I got this as a 2 drive-in with Elvira. You can rent it on Apple TV. I'm sure you can find a copy somewhere. It's a fun movie. I saw a lot of movies in the 80s because my girlfriend at the time, we went out a lot to go see movies because back then they were cheap. My friend Larry has a post on Hollywood Today on his door court. And yeah, it was easy to go to movies. You know, Tuesday night, $2 Tuesday. And, you know, $5 on the weekends. And now it's like, let's get a loan so we can go to the movies. Come on, kids, let's go. There was a time in the 80s where you could make anything, much like The Lost Dragon or Transylvania 65000, and just see what happens. And it's just not, it's the big machine now, and a lot of the movies I love would never be made. So if you want, well, let's put it this way. If you like some things I'm doing here, some things I'm talking about here, and you say, hey, I like what Dave's talking about, check out this movie. You'll have fun with it. It is a hoot. So that is my recommendation for today. Hope everyone's having a great day. We'll talk to you all later.